Cheers! Thank you for watching Rural Sports Live.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Services have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment.
Back here we go. Live coverage coming your way. The McHi Lady Bulldogs and the Brownsville Veterans Lady Chargers getting set for this quarterfinal game. Thanks again for joining us here on the broadcast as we get set for this one. A quarterfinal matchup between these two teams. McHi and Brownsville Veterans. McHi ran the table. They are the number 1 seed in this bracket as we get things started. And the first point across. Point to McHi, and they go up 1-0. Next serve across. Played by Brownsville Veterans. Diving play on the back row, nothing doing, and the Lady Chargers are able to score. And tie this one up at 1 apiece. Short serve this time, played by the Bulldogs. These points are quick right now on these two teams as they're playing it out. Bulldogs on top 2-1. They were playing all of their games over at Pioneer. Here's a jump serve on the way over by Selena Signs. Played by the Chargers, played over, and now the McHi Bulldogs on the attack with a back set from the right corner. That's over, played by the Lady Chargers. Back across the net, Chargers do get it over, and that's just rocking after that ball hit that. There's Gonzalez on the kill, down it goes, and a point for McHi. They go up 3-1. We were in the process of setting up 2 systems here today, and we do thank the Sharyland School District for assisting us in that cooperation in getting things set up. High set at the net, tipped over by the Chargers. Ball stays alive. Gonzalez again on the kill. Good dig back there on the Chargers. Ball goes up into a fan. That's still a live ball. Ball back over now on the McHi side. That was literally balancing on a fan up there. Gonzalez again on the approach. Got the kill. Point McHi. They go up 4-1. Lady Bulldogs. Through 2 days. This is their 3rd tournament in succession on weekends, trying to take the championship home for a 3rd week in a row, as they have just been lights out good to get this thing started. Veterans Chargers with a kill there, and they'll score the point. This Charger team, we've seen them in action over here on this gym in yesterday's games. Super competitive group. They join the mix here. McHi, Brownsville Veterans, Rivera, PSJA, Los Fresnos, Sharyland, Pioneer, and Vela, the 8 teams that are making up this gold bracket. Spike across by the Chargers. That's good on a kill by Valeria Samaya. Samaya reached back and delivered on that. 4-2, make it a 4-3 game as the Chargers get ready to serve. Left-handed serve across. Good pass that time by the Bulldogs. Selena Signs, and Gonzalez puts it away on the front of the net. Lexi Gonzalez on the kill, the 6-foot senior for the Lady Bulldogs. And now back to serve is Ada Sadlier. Sadlier gets it over. Good pass this time by the Chargers. They'll stay on the back row this time. Coming over, Dominique Mania puts it across. Here comes the Bulldogs on the angle. Nice approach that time by Maddie Garza. Points scored for the Bulldogs. And they now go up 6-3. (6-3) score. Bulldogs to serve it up again. Now 7-3, and if you're Brownsville Veterans, you have to be extremely careful with this talented group. You'll be looking up at a double-digit deficit in a hurry. Sadlier serves it over. Chargers with a high set. Big swing, that's off the block. Nice coverage that time. That was Hannah Edelstein now on the front row. And Gonzalez tips it past the blockers this time for the point. McHi goes up 8-3. They'll stay with the same format here in best 2 of 3 throughout these quarterfinals into the semifinals. The championship game, they will expand the court and go to the full court. That ball lands in for Brownsville Veterans. Makes it an 8-4 game. Lady Chargers. Back to serve is Valeria Samaya. Samaya ready to go with the serve. Gets it across. Played by the Lady Bulldogs of McHi with a back set for Gonzalez. And down it goes. Landed in just inside the line. 9-4 game as Gonzalez gets the kill. Back to serve is Maddie Garza. On the other court, Pioneer taking on Vela. J.R. Gilly has the call on that game. We're actually going to be able to keep both courts in action here today. Spike across, that's down and in on a kill by Andrea Tovar. McHi up 10-4 in game 1. Garza to serve again. Diving play on the back row, and they'll keep that alive just in time. Edelstein got back there to play it. Here's Gonzalez. Rockets one back. That's the libero back there, Alexandra Parchment. Another point scored for the Bulldogs as they just keep firing. And Gonzalez able to get the kill. Serve across on a jump serve this time by Garza. Parchment on the return. Off the net, free hit coming up. You can get in a lot of trouble here. Bulldogs on a back set, on a curl. Hit that time by Andrea Tovar. That'll score a point, and McHi goes up 12-4. Free hit that time, and normally that's going to produce for this Bulldog team. Good pass this time for the Chargers. Set it up on that right side off the net. Tovar punches it in the air, and then Maddie Helmkamp puts it over. Chargers set it up on the back row, coming at you. Parchment, too much on that. Out of bounds it goes, and McHi goes up by 9. Timeout called with the score, 13-4. We'll be back with more after this.
This is help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together.
Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Thank you for watching Rural Sports Live.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Hi, we're Mission Veterans, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, both teams still over on the sideline as we have an extended break here where they're checking things over at the scorer's table. Meanwhile, both teams talking it over. This is one of the longer breaks that we've had during a actual game itself. Lady Bulldogs over there, you can see them being coached up as Paula Dodge, their head coach, has this team playing at a high level. Still waiting for the officials to bring him back out onto the floor. One of the players over there is shaken up a bit for the Rattlers, I thought. nothing doing. Chargers are okay. Everything good to go as the Chargers break out first. Lady Bulldogs make their way back out onto the floor. Game one here of this quarterfinals. We'll have back-to-back games. 4 games in succession here. Bulldogs' Maddie Garza ready to serve. And that's as long a break during a game as we've had in the 2 days prior to this one. Jump serve by Garza, and away we go. Didn't waste any time, put a lot on that. Ball back over on the McHi side, set it up at the net, punched up into the net, and a point scored for the Lady Bulldogs. Chargers trying to keep that in play. Dancing over there right near the net. Big swing this time by the Chargers. Dug on the back row by Garza. Set up Helmkamp looking down the sideline, and that carries out of bounds. Point to Brownsville Veterans. Lady Chargers last night were in a good one against PSJA that went 3 sets before that was said and done. Serve across, and the Bulldogs set it up to Lexi Gonzalez. Got that one down, another point scored. Felt like Gonzalez was on that front row a long time as she was there for the first 15 points of this game. She'll now rotate back off the front row and become the server. They normally don't lose much firepower on the front row, even when she rotates back to serve. Spike across by the Lady Chargers. That's Dominique Mania at the front of the net. Ball now on the back row attempt, put across by Parchment. A high set on a jump set in the middle, covered nicely by the Chargers. Back set, no one there. They'll get it over. Free hit coming up, and this is where you can get in trouble against this team. Right side, got it down on a kill, this time by Selena Saenz. As Gonzalez rotated back to serve, Saenz rotates right to the front row, replacing the big hit on the outside. Chargers set it up off the net. That goes. Point scored for McHi, and they extend the lead to 12. Gonzalez ready to go again. Just gets that across. That is out of bounds. And a point scored for Brownsville Veterans. Makes it a 17-6 game. Back to serve for the Chargers is Rebecca Rodriguez. Ball over on the Charger side. Put that back over. Gonzalez with the pass. A high set. Here comes Saenz again. Good dig back there on the back row. That's Sophia Cortez, by the way. Punched over by Mania. Ball up for Saenz off the net this time. Gets it across. And it is in for the kill. Saenz got the kill. Now a substitution in for the Bulldogs as Olivia Tite checks in to serve, replacing Andrea Tovar. Tite puts it into play. Deep serve, returned by Parchment. Good set this time, double block right there for the Bulldogs. Chargers set it up again. Again off that outside on the left. Ball at the net, challenge there. Another play made by Mania. Now the whistle blows. And they'll call in the net on the Chargers and a point to McHi. Bulldogs go up by 13 here in game one. At the net again, Mania punches that over. Another in the net call and a 20-6 lead. Back to serve, Dominique Mania. They do award that point to Brownsville Veterans. Bulldogs on a high set in the middle this time. Saenz tries to put that one away. Ball loose, and Saenz right there. It finishes that. Saenz with a kill. They dug that, but it came right back across the net. She wasted no time in putting that one right back away. Helmkamp with a serve. Chargers with a pass on the center, set it up. Spike attempt this time by Galilea Martinez. Right back at you as the Bulldogs on the attack score the point. McAllen, undefeated through pool play in 2 days over at Pioneer. Jump serve across is a good one by Helmkamp. High set on that left side. That's off the block. Bulldogs able to get a hand on that. Set it up on the kill this time. That's Olivia Tite. Ball back over on the McHi side. Looking to set it up in the middle and spiked across. Sadlier puts it away. 15-point lead for McHi. On the other court, Pioneer and Edinburgh Vela are wrapped up in a good one. Short serve this time by Helmkamp, and that's an ace. Helmkamp serves up the ace. McAllen on top by 16 as Maddie Helmkamp strolls back to serve. Just across the net, played by the Chargers with a high set, back row attack. Punched over by Mania, and that'll be a point. Mania with a well-placed hit. Chargers score. They still trail by 15. Daniela Espinoza serves this up. Gonzalez mishits on that, and a point scored for Veterans. Lady Chargers ready to serve again. Deep serve this time. High set in the middle. Signs has that block back at you, and a point as Galilea Martinez is able to get the block. 13-point game. Serve over. Up high. This is Gonzalez. Spikes it over. Good dig that time by Mania. Set it up. A big swing by Samaya. Ball still alive. Gonzalez races back. Lets that drift out. And a point to the Lady Bulldogs. They're up 24-10. Coming up next, Rivera takes on PSJA. Also on the other court, Los Fresnos will play Sharyland. And that's a matchup of a game played last night between those two teams. Ball over on the McHi side. A high set. Lexi Gonzalez puts it away. Game over. Lexi Gonzalez on the kill. McAllen wins game one, 25-10. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have game two. Quarterfinal action from the Sharyland Tournament continues. Thanks in part to Hacienda Ford, one of our title sponsors here on Real Sports Live in Edinburgh, Texas. For all your car needs, Hacienda Ford. This is Real Sports Live.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close of wanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close. This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we donate now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Hi, we're the Lady Diamondbacks. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-up, 3-down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds directly to the athletic programs. Artificial lures only with a blackjack format, no fish over 21 inches, $150 per team or boat, maximum 4 people, and the grand champion is a team closest to 63 inches with 1 red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great sponsors. Registration is October 19th. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-up, 3-down fishing tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way.
Back here on Real Sports Live as we are getting set for the second game of this quarterfinal matchup between McAllen and Brownsville Veterans. Want to remind you the next big event in San Benito is the South Texas Music Festival. That'll take place on Saturday, September 21st at the Haven Memorial Park, 705 North Bowie Street, from 4 to 11 o'clock in the city of San Benito, the South Texas Music Festival. Lots of music, lots of fun, and just a fun day involved. In the city of San Benito, one of our sponsors here on Rio Sports Live, assisting us in broadcasting these games. Lady Chargers break out of the huddle. Fell in game one. We saw them in action yesterday against PSJA. They were extended last night in late night coverage. This team has been one of the top teams over here in the Sharyland area for this tournament. They had teams here and over at Pioneer vying for the spots in this gold bracket. We start game two, and the serve across by Alexandra Parchment. Bulldogs immediately set it up on the attack. In the net it goes. Point, Brownsville Veterans. Chargers out of the gate with the first point of game two. Want to ask you fans out there watching on our social media, watching on Facebook, be sure you share the link. Help the other fans know that these games are going on. Normally, DeMarcus is here. He's got our banners hung up. No banners in this gym right now. So as you see the cameras rolling across, kind of empty, which means the fans here may not even know that the game's being broadcast. But we'll do our best to let them know as we go along. That one sails out of bounds, a point to Brownsville Veterans. Lady Chargers up 2-0. See if they can sustain some momentum early in this ball game. Parchment with a serve. High set this time for Signs, tips it over. Good dig that time by the Chargers. Back row will tip it over. Big chance here for the Bulldogs. That's in the net, though, and a point scored gives it to Brownsville Veterans. Ada Sadlier that time would like to have another look at that. Miss hit just a bit off the approach. Another serve by Parchment. Just across. Diving play back there for the Bulldogs. Great play by Audrey Zamora back there on that back row. A high set across the net this time, and Signs thunders it home. 3-1 score as Signs reach back on that outside left. Able to score the point for the Lady Bulldogs of McHi. Football fans, we do have games coming up your way beginning on Thursday. Live video coverage of high school football on Thursdays and Saturdays on Rio Sports Live. That ball goes in the net. McHi scores to make it a 3-2 game. Friday, we have live audio games coming your way as we continue to bring you coverage. Jump serve for the Bulldogs. Good pass for the Chargers. Still on the back row, though. A free hit coming up. Gonzalez with the pass. Helmkamp with the set. Signs with the kill. Block back at you. Bulldogs trying to attack again. Chargers with a free hit. Opportunity knocking here. Set it up. Tip it over the block. Covered nicely by Signs. Back set this time for the Bulldogs. Past the block. Got the point, McHi. Bulldogs just go from defense to offense in a blink of an eye. Maddie Garza that time. Seeing there was no coverage behind that block. Able to put that away. Now an ace served up by McAllen. And the Lady Bulldogs have the lead. Check that. They give that to the Chargers. Call that out. Chargers back on top at 4-3. They were playing catch-up throughout game one here, as this is game two of a best-of-3. And that's an ace served up for the Chargers. And they go up 2 here in this game. 5-3 ball game. Serving is Dominique Mania. Mania gets it across, just across. Played by the Bulldogs. Back set for Signs, use the angle. Mania there to dig that. Now they'll set in the middle. That's a hit by Martinez. Ball back over on the McHi side. Tipped off the block, played by the Chargers. Back set this time for Mania. In the net it goes, and McHi scores the point. Five-4 ball game. Jump serve this time across by Sabrina Garza. That's tipped across, and a point scored as Valeria Sumaya puts that in the right spot. Chargers back up by 2. Back to serve is Daniela Espinoza. Espinoza gets it over. High set for Lexi Gonzalez. Reached back, got it over. Now dives to keep the ball in play. Garza tips that over. Chargers on the attack. Back set, tip past the block. Point scored, Brownsville Veterans. So now they're counterattacking much better than what they did in game one, as they're using these tips just over the blockers. 3-point lead for Brownsville Veterans. Serve across, a good one, played by the Bulldogs. Set up Gonzalez, went for the kill, that's in. Point scored, makes it a 7-5 game. Lexi Gonzalez on the kill for the Bulldogs. Ada Sadlier checks in. This Bulldog team will have them in action on a Saturday coming up soon, as Los Fresnos will be playing at McHi. We'll follow the trail of that Los Fresnos Lady Falcon team a little further down the line on a following Saturday. As that ball goes in the net. Point to the Bulldogs. And a tri-match between Laredo Alexander, McCallum Memorial, and Los Fresnos. That's coming up 2 Saturdays from today. Ball up at the net, punched over. Bulldogs looking to tie this thing up, but nothing doing as a whistle blows. Point awarded to the Lady Chargers. They stay in control of the lead here in game 2. Rebecca Rodriguez back to serve. Deep serve played by the Bulldogs. A high set for Gonzalez. That's off the net. Played by the Chargers. Back set. That's over on the Bulldogs side. Another chance for Gonzalez. This time misses on the hip. Point scored for Brownsville Veterans. Gonzalez talking to Maddie Helmkamp there, saying, get that just a little bit higher. Give me some more loft. We use that full extension off the vertical. Helmkamp this time sets it across the net, and that's Tovar now on that front row. Back at you. Chargers rocket one across, played by the back row. Another nice dig by Audrey Zamora. Ball over the blockers. This time it's covered nicely as Sabrina Garza steps in. Chargers setting up the attack again. Tip it over. Point scored as the setter that time, Daniela Espinoza, found the spot. 4-point lead, Brownsville Veterans. Rebecca Rodriguez to serve. Deep serve this time. Garza with a pass. Quick set this time. Tipped over by Gonzalez. Covered by the Chargers. Ball over. Looking on the back row. It sails out of bounds. Point to the Bulldogs. 10-7 game. Substitution checking in for Brownsville Veterans. Back row now, Valeria Samaya takes a spot. Serve right down the middle, and Parchment lets that carry out. Point for the Chargers, and Brownsville Veterans stays in control of the lead here in this one. Serve across for the Chargers. Tipped by Gonzalez. Diving play by the Chargers. Keeps it alive for a moment, then nothing doing as it falls. 11-8 game. Back to serve is Lexi Gonzalez. All right, so one of our semifinals has a team moving forward. Pioneer stays unbeaten as they knock off Vela. Tipped over by the Chargers here as we're back to action. 11-8 game over by the Bulldogs. Brownsville Veterans set it up on the left side. Tip it past the blockers. Diving play keeps that alive. Ball back over on the McHi side. Set it up for Signs. Reaches back. Parchment right there to dig that. Back set in the direction of Edelstein. Over. Point scored. Brownsville Veterans are up by 4. 12-8 game. Brownsville Veterans will substitute into the game as Aaliyah Calzada. Pause in the action. They had to let some fans clear the area. 12-9 game. Ball back up for the Chargers. Punched over. Bulldogs set it up for Gonzalez on the back row. Played by the Chargers. Punched back over by the Bulldogs. Back set this time. Garza down the sideline. That won't go. Points scored for Brownsville Veterans. Serve over by Parchment. Pass by Homecamp. That's in the net. Another point scored, and Brownsville Veterans now up by 5. McHi in game 1 just steamrolled over this team, and now here in game 2, Brownsville Veterans with the lead, now looking to build on that. Nice set, past the blockers. That's down and in on a kill in the back corner. Brownsville Veterans now leads by 6. 15-9 your score. Lady Chargers back to serve is Alexandra Parchment. And again, the chore here for servers on these split courts is waiting for fans to walk past. And ace is served up there. Chargers go up 7. 16-9 the score. Again, just you'll see it in front of our camera down there. These servers have to wait for fans to walk by. First of all, you don't have much of an approach anyway, but then with fans all the way in your direction, Parchment, a diving play, keeps it alive. Set it up on the left side. That is out of bounds on the back row. Points scored for McHi. Maddie Homecamp back to serve. Jump serve across, played by the Lady Chargers. High back set this time, tipped over the blockers, covered by McAllen. Back set this time, turning around and spiking that across Maddie Garza. Ball at the net, tipped across. Signs is there to dig that. Now a ball comes in from the other court, and they'll blow this dead. That'll happen from time to time. Reminding you again, one of our sponsors, the City of San Benito. Next big event, South Texas Music Festival, Saturday, September 21st from 4 to 11. Back here with the next serve across, played by the Chargers. A high set at the net, tipped over the blockers. Another point for Brownsville Veterans, and they go up 7 again. Timeout called by McAllen. Game 1 was all theirs. Game 2, Brownsville Veterans trying to extend it into 3 if they can get this done. Back after this.
Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits, caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Back here as we are live action, 17-10 game after a timeout. Bulldogs attack from the back row, covered by the Chargers, then blocked, but out of bounds it goes. And another point to Brownsville Veterans. And now they're in a position of being that team that just won't go away. Brownsville Veterans up by 8 at 18-10. Jump serve across. Bulldogs with a good pass. Back set, Sign swings away. That carries out of bounds. Point to the Chargers. And Brownsville Veterans suddenly opening some eyes here in this main gym in this quarterfinal game. Deep serve, Gonzalez with a pass. Helmkamp with the set. Gonzalez on the back row. Tips it over. Chance here for the Chargers. Free hit coming up for the Bulldogs, and Signs releases, but it's dug there by Mania. Ball goes out of bounds on the back row, out of bounds. And a point to McHi. 19-11 game. Back to serve is Sabrina Garza. Jump serve across. Chargers with the pass. Set it up middle and will just get it over. Gonzalez back on the front row. Swings away, puts it away. Point scored. 19-12 as Lexi Gonzalez with another kill. Jump serve this time by the Bulldogs. Good pass by the Chargers. Tipped over, and that's going to be in the net. Another point to McHi. 19-13. Ball across, played by the Bulldogs. Set up Lexi Gonzalez, and she smashes another one down for a kill. Well, the right storm is mixed up here for McAllen to come back in this game. Lexi Gonzalez rotating forward just when they needed some firepower and producing already. Good hit that time by the Chargers. Diving play on the back row keeps that alive. How about that play back there by Olivia Tite? Ball back up in the air, punched over on the Charger side. High set across the net, tipped over the blockers. Helmkamp there to cover that. Gonzalez on a curl, races it over, puts it on the Charger side. They'll set it again on that left. Covered this time with a good pass. Set up Gonzalez again, swings away. Back there is Parchment to dig that. Tipped over again. Gonzalez with a pass, a quick set right back to her, and she puts it away. And that's playing defense and releasing on the hit for the kill. 4-point lead for the McAllen Lady Bulldogs. Jump serve across. Good set by the Chargers, off the net, tipped over. Bulldogs set it up for Gonzalez. Ball back up high, tipped over in the back corner. How about that diving play with nothing doing? Getting a hand on that was Sabrina Garza. It's one of those that was coming too close to the net. You couldn't read whether it was going to hit the net or not. So it kind of froze that front row. Set up Gonzalez here. Tip back over on the Bulldog side, and a point scored off the ricochet from the Chargers. 21-15 lead. Brownsville Veterans trying to extend this to game 3 of this best-of-3 series. Short serve across. Bulldogs set it on a back set. Chargers there to dig that, punch it over. Right back on the attack again, and the back row attack again covered by the Chargers. Can't dig it out of the net. Point scored, McHi. (21-16). Serve across for the Bulldogs, down by 4. Chargers with a high set across the net. Spike down in the corner. That is in for the point. Chargers are now in position where if they dare, they can exchange points back and forth with McHi. At some point in time, you don't want to give up any more. Paula Dodge says, we're not going to trade. We want to take this game and end it. They call the timeout to talk it over.
Coach Nava with Westaco East High School. Thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen.
Are you ready? Back here after the timeout, and the Bulldogs able to score a point. 22-18. Now they're looking to score again, and Gonzalez puts it down. 22-19. Like I said, Brownsville Veterans, if you really want to roll the dice, you can say we'll trade points back and forth. But at some point, you want to get scared that you're just going to give up some momentum in a hurry. Ball back up high and over. Bulldogs keep that alive, can't dig it, and a point scored for Brownsville Veterans. Well, they changed points back and forth there. Back to a 4-point lead for the Chargers. Bulldogs with a back set, and Lexi Gonzalez again puts it down. So now if you're the Chargers, you have to come right back at you. Gonzalez rotates back to the back row. And that means Selena Sines is back on the front row for McAllen. Gonzalez to serve. First and foremost, you got to return this if you're a Charger. They just do. Set it up off the net. Eased over on an angle. Helmkamp punches that up. Set up Sines. Got it across. Parchment there on a diving play. Chargers tip it on the back corner. Gonzalez right there to cover that. Set her up on the back row for the attempt. Tips it over. Good chance here for the Chargers. High set across the net. This is Edelstein. Gets it over. Played back by the Bulldogs. Helmkamp one-hands it. Parchment there again. Another diving play. Set it up left. Tipped over the block. Right back at you by Helmkamp. And then a lift is going to be called. Well, wait a minute. They're going to call a reset and not award a point on that rally. As a ball came over from the other court, right about the time something was going to be decided. Serve for the Bulldogs, across. And an ace by Lexi Gonzalez. Gonzalez serves up an ace, 2-point game. Gonzalez to serve again. Short serve this time on the return by Edelstein. Back on the Bulldog side, set up Sines off the net. Parchment there with a pass. A high set across the net, a line drive. They'll have to tip it over again. No real approaches right now for the Chargers. They're just getting it over. Sines with authority puts that down, 1-point game. 23-22. Chargers of Brownsville Veterans had a 7-point lead at one time. It's down to 1. Timeout call. Back after this.
Are you ready? Are you ready for low prices? It's a Labor Day party.
The Hacienda Ford Labor Day sale is going on now. You can get a new F-150 starting at just $27,995 or 0% interest for 72 months.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're the Lady Wildcats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Back here as we resume play. Lady Bulldogs serve it up, and that's a lift called, and they have tied this game up at 23 apiece. Lexi Gonzalez now serving. Just get the feeling the team that scores this point will have more than just a 1-point lead. On the pass, it's punched up near the net. Point scored, McHi. And the Lady Bulldogs now will be serving to win this and take this in 2 games on a sweep. Gonzalez serves it up. Short serve. Chargers on the pass. Set it up at the net. Tipped over the blockers. Point scored. All tied at 24. Just in on that sideline, and that's how Brownsville Veterans built at one point that 7-point lead. Back to serve as Aaliyah Calzada gets it across. Played by Gonzalez with a pass. High set to Helmkamp off the net. Played from the back row as Calzada got it from her knees. Spiked off the block. Covered by Gonzalez. Set up Sines on the angle. Played back by the Chargers. Keep that alive. Parchment one-hands it. Back row right there, Gonzalez. Jump set this time. Sines at the middle. Plays it over. Brownsville Veterans set it up on the left side off the block. Good dig that time. Back there by Zamora. Ball back to Sines. Parchment right there to pick that up. Chargers on the attack again. Gonzalez with a pass. High set across the net. Sines down the line. Got it in. Points scored for McHi. Sines able to put that one in. 1-point game at 25-24. Bulldogs to serve, looking for the win as Olivia Tite will put it into play. Chargers, tough pass, will get it just over. Bulldogs, good chance to put this away. Signs, releases. Dug by Parchment. Set it up for the Chargers. Tip it over the blockers. Signs is there. She'll backpedal. They'll set it back set to Helmkamp. Tips it over. Chargers just get it to the net, but it won't go over. And McHi wins in come from behind fashion. They were down 7 and come back and win this one 26-24. That advances the McAllen Lady Bulldogs into the semifinals. They'll take on the winner of Brownsville Rivera and PSJA. That'll be a game coming up next on this court. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast of this one. We got to take a break and get set for the next game. We're double dipping. J.R. Gelly has the call on the other quarterfinal game, Los Fresnos and Sharyland. That'll be over on our other system. For right now, we'll take a break on this one. Hope you enjoyed this one. It'll be available on replays. You'll also be able to see the highlight reels. McHi wins it in 2. They were pushed, but they won. Brownsville Veterans stepped up, especially in game 2. Till next time, so long.